Okay students, so welcome back. So in last recent video we have discussed about the concepts of projection of solids in the simple position. Now I am coming to the second position of the solid. As I told you that in the case of solid the axis will be the one of the most important part. So in maximum number of problems we talk about the axis. Now as you know that axis will be normally a straight line. And as in the case of a straight line, we have different cases of a straight line. The same way we can follow the axis. In last two cases, that is the simple position of a solid, I have discussed with you about when the axis will be perpendicular to one of the reference plane, and later on the second case will be when the axis will be parallel to both. Now I am going to discuss with you a solid's position when the axis of the solid will be inclined to one reference plane and parallel to the other plane. Initially, I am going to talk with you about the solids which are having two bases, that will be prism and cylinder. So firstly, we are going to talk about these two solids. Later on I will talk with you about the pyramid and cone, because those two are very different type of solids. So if again I will talk with you about this prism. Last time I have hold this prism like this. The base of the prism will be on the HP, or you can say the axis will be perpendicular to HP. This is the simple position of the solid. Now suppose, now keeping this base side fixed, if I rotate it like this. Now this is the second position when the axis of the solid will be inclined to HP and parallel to VP. So this is one of the condition. Or if I will hold it like this, again this is the simple position, axis will be perpendicular to VP. You know that we start from the front view. If I rotate it like this, now the face will be on the HP, but the axis will be inclined to HP and inclined to VP and parallel to HP. So in this case, it is not possible to draw the projection of the solid directly. So what we will do, we will solve these type of problems in two steps. The normal concept will be, we will start with the simple position, that will be axis perpendicular to HP or axis perpendicular to VP. So if in the problem they are saying axis inclined to HP and parallel to VP, we should start with axis perpendicular to HP. Reverse case, if they will say that axis will be inclined to VP like this and parallel to HP, we should start with axis perpendicular to VP. Okay, so as already I have discussed with you, in the case of axis inclined to one plane and parallel to other plane, there are two options will be there. The case first will be axis of the solid will be inclined theta degree to HP and parallel to VP, or the reverse case, axis will be inclined to VP by some angle phi degree and parallel to HP. So as I already told you, the normal concept will be, we should start with the simple position. So if the axis will be inclined to HP, my initial step will be axis perpendicular to HP. As you already know, if the axis will be perpendicular to HP, the base can be parallel, can be on the HP. We have a solid with two bases. So maybe one base will be on the HP, like in the case of prism, one base will be on the HP, second will be parallel to HP. I should start with top view. So initially I will draw the top view, that will be a square, and draw the front view. Later on I will make it inclined. So when I make it inclined to HP by some angle, that is theta degree, the axis will be inside the solid. Axis and face. In the case of prism, these faces, or you can say the longer lines, are always parallel to the axis. So if you rotate it like this, automatically the axis will make the same angle. What is the angle of this face with the HP? So while copying the figure, you don't have to lift this. In this particular problem, maybe they are saying that one of the side of the prism will be on the HP. Normally what is going to happen, as we know in the case of plane also, a plane can be inclined on one of its side or maybe on its corner. The same concept will be for the solid. As you know that the base of the solid will be a plane. So either it is going to turn on the side or maybe on the corner. So maybe in this case we are making it inclined to HP by holding one of the side of the base. So I will make it inclined like this. and in the front view the figure will be same, so that we will copy the same rectangle, and with the help of that we will draw the top view. Now in the top view, as you know that this base will be away from the reference line, so that base will be visible. One important thing, in the case of prism and cylinder, as you know that these two solids having two bases, from any direction if you want to draw the projection, only one base will be visible. So in this case the upper base will be visible, so initially join the upper base. After joining the upper base, draw the outer boundary of the solid. Later on, the remaining edges of the other bases are dotted lines. If any line is crossing the dotted line, that must be a solid line. So that is the concept which we will further discuss in the next video also. Already you know about all those things, which line will be dotted, which lines are solid. So this is the one of the way to solve a problem when the axis will be inclined to HP and parallel to the VP. The reverse of this will be, earlier I have taken this problem, one problem on pentagonal pyramid, pentagonal prism, very interesting problem, asked multiple times in the Rgpv also.